So here we have our basic setup for Penny Arcade. And what we have is a row of green cards and a row of red cards. And each of these cards do a different thing. And as the game progresses, you are going to be able to buy all of these cards out and play. Each of these cards do different things, and as you buy them, they're going to get shuffled into your main starting deck, which is eventually going to make your deck stronger and stronger so you can buy cards that are worth more as you keep going. So we have two cards that are always in play. We have a merch, which gives you extra tokens, and we have a Flesh Reaper, which gives you extra power. And so tokens and powers are your main source to buy these cards. And to figure out what your starting deck is, everybody has a hero that they play with. And on that hero, it tells you how many of each quarters and cardboard tubes you start with. Cardboard tubes equal 1 power. So with my specific person, I start with 6 quarters, 6 tubes, and a special card specific to my hero. So I'm going to shuffle all of my cards together, fill my initial hand with 6 cards, and then based on what I draw, I can purchase these cards, and the cost of all of these cards is in the corner, ranging from 2 up to 6 tokens or power. So we will roll to see who goes first. And
how do you win the victory points? When the game's over, how do you determine who wins?
Each card has a number in the bottom that isn't a star. That is a victory point. So at the end of the game, after one of all of these big cards are bought, high point cards, after one of those stacks is gone, you total up all of your victory points, and then whoever has the most wins.
Or 6.
Okay. We ready to play this?
Yep.
All right, we're going to roll this dice here to see who gets to go first. And I rolled a 9. Beat that, all of y'all.
I rolled a 6.
I'm going to roll 20s because that's all I do. And it's a 7.
Or 20, depending on how
And
you
8.
look at it.
Sweet. Told you you weren't going to beat me. All right. So my hero, who I'm starting out with, is Tycho. You can see right there I start with 5 quarters and 7 tubes in my deck. And on each of my turns, I get an additional power. So I have my opening hand, and I have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4 cardboard tubes and 2 quarters. So I have 4 power to spend and 2 tokens, but I also get my +1 from my hero, giving me 5 power and 2 tokens. And with my 5 power, I can buy any cards here that equal to 5, or just something that costs 5. So I'm going to buy this Chaos World Smasher here. It gives me 2 victory points. It gives me +2 power, and it has a PvP attack. Now what that stands for is player versus player attack. And whenever I play this card, each opponent gains a Pax Pox. What Pax Pox are these. They are bad. They are blank cards that do nothing in your deck, and they give you negative points at the end of the game. So hopefully I'm going to be able to give all of my opponents lots of these.
Oh no!
But I don't get to but I don't get to play this card quite yet. I have to get it. But I bought it, so it goes into my discard pile. And then once I'm out of cards, I'll reshuffle and get it again. Now I still have my 2 tokens to buy, or to spend, and I am going to purchase this Baby Ninja. You can see it costs 2 there in the bottom corner. It gives +1 power, and it has a PvP defense. Well, PvP defense is when someone attacks you, like with the Chaos World Smasher, you can discard something with the PvP defense to block that attack, and then you get to draw a card to replace your defense card. So I'm going to buy that. Again, I purchased it. It goes to my discard pile. And I have no more things to spend. I'm done. All these cards go to my discard pile. And I take my deck and I draw 6 brand new cards. And then I am done. It's Melissa's turn now.
Okay. So So my hero is Gabe, like you can see it there. And he gives me +1 tokens every turn. And he starts with 7 quarters and 5 tubes. Alright, and I already drew my 6 cards for the turn. So, and I'm going to start out with 3 cardboard tubes and 3 quarters. You can see the quarters there. And I am going to buy with my 3 quarters is a Canid. He gives me +2 tokens. And with my 3 quarters, 4 quarters, because I have a Gabe who gives me +1, I'm going to buy this Fairy Candymancer. And she lets me have +2 tokens, and on each of my turns when I play her, I can discard it. I can delete a card from my hand. And if I delete a Pax Pox, I get to draw an extra card.
So what does deleting a card actually mean?
Deleting a card means I can take a quarter, for instance, and I can just get rid of it out of my hand and it goes away for the game, for the whole entire game.
Okay.
And I'm done for my turn, and this all goes into my discard, and I draw a new 6 cards.
All right, Tom, you're up.
All right. My character that I am playing with is Catsby. Catsby is a very great card. Basically, I start with Twisp in my deck. What Twisp does is it lets you copy the abilities of another card in your hand. So that is a very good card to have.
Move your scoot the cards up here.
Sure.
People can see what you
As
got.
of right now, I have 3 tubes and 2 quarters. So what I will do is I will go ahead and copy another one of my quarters. So that will give me an additional token. So that leaves me with 3 and 3. I will go ahead and buy a Scrotum.
Scrotum.
What a Scrotum does is if you have one of them that you play during the turn, you get +1 power. If you play another one, it's an additional +4. So it's a very, very good card to have to get bosses quickly throughout the game. And then with my other 3, I'm going to get a Sistine Bow of the Black Maiden, which is right there, and that is also a +2 power. And these go into my discard pile, and I draw another 6.
And for those of you that don't know, a scrotum also holds your balls.
It's a wrinkly, crinkly bag of skin.
Alright, so I am playing with a character called Anarchy, which puts a special card into my deck, kind of like Tom's, only my special card gives me +2 power and lets me draw a card. So I shuffled, and I have my 6 cards. I have 4 cardboard tubes and 2 quarters. So with my 4 tubes, I am going to buy a Scrotum. And with my 2 tubes, I'm going to buy a Baby Ninja, which is similar to what Nick bought, or is exactly what Nick bought. And those go into my discard, and I draw 6 new cards.
All right, so my new hand of 6, I have 3 cardboard tubes and 3 quarters. With that, I'm going to purchase a Sistine Bow of Black Maiden, and with my 3, I have 4 because of my Tycho. I'm going to purchase a Flesh Reaper. Flesh Reaper costs 4, you can see. It gives me 1 victory point at the end of the game, and I get +2 power with it. Now, what happened here is I no longer have any cards in my deck. So then what I do is I take my discard pile, that all gets shuffled up, and becomes my deck now. This is how you get to draw the cards that you purchased, and now are able to play them, playing more powerful cards, being able to buy better and more powerful cards. So I'm done. It's now Melissa's turn.
Alright, this turn I have 4 quarters in my hand, and I have another +1 token from my hero. So I have 5 total quarters, or tokens, and I have 2 cardboard tubes. Alright, with my 2 cardboard tubes that give me 2 power, I'm going to buy a Tiny Bat. And a Tiny Bat gives me +1. Ooh, sorry.
Sure.
I am messing up here. Gives me +1 token and +1 power. And with my 5 tokens, I'm going to buy a Sorcellator. And the Sorcellator gives me +1 token, +1 power, and draw a card. And that's the end of my turn. And I do the same as Nick, where I shuffle all my discard into my new deck.
Okay, in my hand I have 4 quarters and 2 tubes. So I'm going to buy a Fairy Candymancer, which has already been purchased. And I'm going to buy another T-Bat or Tiny Bat. And my turn is now done, and I shuffle my deck.
Alrighty. I have my special card that is only with my deck, which gives me 2 power and I draw a card. So I have 2, 3, 4 power and 4 tokens to spend. So I am going to buy another Scrotum and a
Scrotum.
Celestine Bow.
Scrotum. It's my wrinkly, crinkly bag of
And
skin.
then I reshuffle my deck.
Okay. I have a Flesh Reaper, which gives me my +2 power. I have my 1 from Tycho. And so that's 3, 4, 5 power. I get 1 from my Baby Ninja. 6, 7 power. 2 from my Chaos World Smasher. Now remember, my Chaos World Smasher had the PvP attack. So what that does is each opponent gains a Pax Pox. Unless they can block it, or a player can discard a Pax Pox to block it. Any of you guys got defenses?
No,
Nope.
I do not.
Suck
going to have to
it!
take
Take those Pax Pox. Take those Pax Pox. And I have 7 power to spend. I'm going to use 6 of it to buy a Winter King.
That's a big RF right there.
This big guy right here costs 6. He gives me 3 victory points at the end of the game, and +3 power. That goes in my discard pile. And I have 2 tokens, and I am actually not going to buy anything with that. So anything that you don't use gets wasted and goes to your discard pile. Discard all those. Draw my 6 cards. And I am done.
Alright. This turn, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from my Canid here, who gives me +2 tokens, and then my other +1 token from Gabe, my hero. So I have 7 tokens and 1 cardboard tube. So with my 7 tokens, I am going to purchase a werewolf with a top hat. What is that, you ask? It is a werewolf with a top hat. And he has +3 power and +3 tokens when I pay him.
Top the evening to you.
And I can't buy anything with my 1 tube or my 1 power, so I am going to be done with my turn.
Alright, in my hand I have a quarter, another quarter, a Fairy Candymancer, a cardboard tube, another cardboard tube, and a Sistine Bow of the Black Maiden. With my Fairy Candymancer, I can delete a card from my hand. If I delete a Pax Pox, I can draw a card. Unfortunately, I don't have any Pax Pox in my hand because I'd much rather get rid of that. But I want to get rid of one of my starter cards, so I'm going to go ahead and delete a quarter. And I have 3, 4, I have 3 tokens and a total of 4 power. So I'm going to go ahead and get another Scrotum
Scrotum.
and a Sistine Bow. And my turn is done.
I have a Celestine Bow, which is 2, 3, 4, 5 with my tubes. So I have 5 power and 2 tokens. So I am going to buy a Chaos World Smasher and a Baby Ninja.
Spinach.
Alright, so I have my 1 from my Tycho, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to buy another Winter King, and 2, this time I will buy a Baby Ninja. And I'm done.
Alright, this turn I have 1, 2, 3, cardboard tube that give me 3 power. A tiny bat that also gives me 1 power, so I have 4 power this turn. And 1, 2 tokens. And then the tiny bat also has another +1 token to give me 3 and 4 from Gabe. So I have 4 power and 4 tokens. With my 4 power, I'm going to buy a Canaan that costs 3. And with my 4 quarters, I'm going to buy another Fairy Candy Mincer. And my turn is done.
Alright, in my hand I have 3 quarters and 2 tubes and a twist. With my twist, I can copy the ability of one of my cards. I'm going to copy my cardboard tube so I can get another scrotum. And I can get a Sistine bow. And my turn is complete.
I have my Batleth, which is 2 power, and draw a card. So there I have 2, 3, 4, 5 with my tubes. My scrotum gives me another 1 since I only have 1 in there. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 tokens. So I am going to buy, changed my mind, 2 scrotums.
Alright, 1 from my Tycho. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power. I am going to purchase a boss loot. Now, these boss loots are a little special. They cost 8 originally, and there are 4 cards that you can buy that cost 8. Oh, here we are. They cost 8. Then the next 4 cost 10. And then the last one, to end the game, if I can get it on camera here, costs 13. So I'm going
Bum, bum, bum.
dun 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 dun. I'm going to buy the first one. You don't know what they are until you purchase them. This one is easily disarmed explosive device. It gives me 2 tokens, and it lets me use all my tokens as power for the turn. And it's 5 victory points. So with this, I am going to win the game and crush all of everyone else.
Yeah.
And then I have a token, which I'm not going to use. And I'm done.
Alright. So for my turn, I'm first going to play a Sorcellator, which gives me +1/+1.
Sorcellator!
And it also lets me draw a card, so I'll draw my card. I am going to then play a Fairy Candy Mancer, gives me +2 tokens, and I can delete a card from my hand. I'm going to delete this cardboard tube. And then I have 4 other tokens in my hand. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't see my other tokens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tokens. 8 makes it with Gabe. And I'm going to buy the first of the green bosses, which is very much the same like the reds. And it is a War something Samurai.
Cardboard tube.
Cardboard Tube Samurai 09. And this one, I got Honesty. Virtue of the Tube.
Well, so you need longer arms.
Sorry. And then I have 1 power, which I can't buy anything with, so my turn is done.
What does honesty do?
Right now I have a cardboard tube.
Where's money?
No, she answered
I
that.
have
But
a
it's not
scrotum.
mine.
I have 2 scrotums. Heyo.
That's a problem.
That is a major problem.
Should
And
get that checked out.
2 quarters and a tiny bat. Since I have played another scrotum this turn, this scrotum becomes 4 power, so I have a total of 5 power with my scrotum. So 5,
Scrotum.
6, 7. No! 7, and for my tokens, 1, 2, 3. So I have 7 and 3. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to buy the last 2 scrotums and put them into my mouth. Hand. And another Sistine bow, and we are moving on.
I hate you right now.
Oh, God.
So much
Alrighty.
food.
I, just like Tom, have 2 scrotums, which gives
That's
me
even
5.
bigger.
Even worse.
Bigger problem for you.
And I get another power from my baby ninja. So there's 4, 5, 6. And I have 2 quarters and a sweet PAX box. So I'm going to buy a Winter King.
No,
All
You wanna
right.
buy a bean?
Nope.
Alright, my turn. I've got 1 power from Tycho. 2 power from my Chaos World Smasher. Everyone gains a Pax Pox, or you can defend it.
Womp 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 womp.
Melissa gets a Pax Pox. Haha. Tom gets a Pax Pox. Teal gets a
a
Pax
Pax
Pox.
Pox.
Booyah! 2 from 4 from Flesh Reaper gives me a total of 5. I'm gonna get myself another Chaos World Smasher. And then I have 4 quarters, and I'm going to buy a Fairy Candymancer with those 4. And I am done, and draw my 6.
Okay, so I'm going to first play my Kanan plus 2 tokens, and my Tiny Bat plus 1 token plus 1 power. My 2 quarters give me plus 2, and then I'm going to play 2 cardboard tubes. So this turn I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens, and I'm going to buy that werewolf with a top hat.
What's that?
It's a werewolf with a top hat. And I have 3 power, which I'm going to use to buy another Kanan. And my turn is done.
Here's my turn. I'm ready to go now. I have 2 power with my Sistine Bow, another 2 power with my Sistine Bow, another 2 power with my Sistine Bow.
Bow of the Sistine Chapel.
I think it's Sinistine.
It's Sinistine.
Nope, Sistine Bow. That's what I call it.
Tom does not know how to
And
read. Is this
One scrotum this time, and 1 cardboard tube. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So I am going to buy a Dark Tycho, which is Disposable Henchman, which gives me plus 4 power. So that is a very good card for me to have. And I have 1 token which I cannot do anything with. So moving on.
Alrighty, I have my Batleth, which is 2 power and draw a card. Oh, I again have 2 scrotums, which is still a problem and still gives me 5. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I will spend 8 of it on this Dark Tycho, which is
Aww.
Sinister Facial Hair, which lets me draw 3 cards.
Which is a very, very
So that
good
cost
card.
me 8.
Nick's hair is
I
very
now
twisted.
have 4 left
Yeah.
over, which I will use to buy this Flesh Reaper, which is the plus 2 power.
Alright, my turn.
Tom.
1 power from Tycho. 2 Beninjas. Oh, where's the
1 Beninja.
2 Beninja. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. Curses, I want my 8. I'll buy another Winter King. And I'm done.
Alright. This turn I'm going to play my Fairy Candymancer, and I can delete a card from my hand. I'm going to delete a Pax Pox, and when I do that, I get to draw an extra card.
Lucky.
I'll then play my Werewolf with a top
Must
hat. That
be
is
nice.
plus 3 tokens, plus 3 power. My Kanan, plus 2 tokens. Another token, and 2 cardboard tubes. So this turn I have 1 from Gabe, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quarters. So I'm going to use that to buy another boss of the green variety. And it is the Justice card. Yeah, very pretty. And then I have 1, 2, 3 power from Werewolf with a top hat, and 2 power from my tube, so I have 5 power. And I'm going to buy a Chaos World Smash. And my turn is done.
Smashing some chaos.
I'm starting this hand out with some power with a Pax Pox.
Woo!
A quarter, another quarter, and 3 cardboard tubes. So I am going to go ahead and get a Tiny Bat and a Beninja or Baby Ninja. And my turn is done.
Alright, I have a Chaos World Smasher, which is a PvP attack. So each opponent gains a Pax Pox or can discard a Pax Pox to block this attack.
Aw, dang it.
Wait, I need to draw. Ah, dang.
And then I have
Dang it!
a Beninja for another power and another tube. So I have 4 power and 3 quarters. So I am going to buy a Flesh Reaper and a Cinestine bow.
Of the Black Maiden.
Alright, so I have
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, hold on a second. I apparently can't count. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 power. Bum, ba-da-dun, dun, dun, dun. Ooh, alright, so this card is a bit different. It is Golden Appendage. And it says when I buy this or gain this card, put it in front of me for the rest of the game. So it basically sits in front of me like my hero and gives something for me every turn. And this one lets me draw an extra card at the beginning of my turn. So I am going to start with 6 or 7 cards in my hand instead of 6 every single turn.
Nick also bought the last 8 costing boss loots. So this just goes to the bottom, and now the red bosses cost 10.
Cost 10 now instead of 8 for the next 4. I also have 4 tokens here. I could delete one of these with the Candymancer, but I'm not going to because I want the tokens with which to buy another Fairy Candymancer. Boo! And I'm done, and I get to draw 7.
Alright. So I'm going to start off my turn by playing one of the boss cards that I got.
Explain how the green bosses work.
Green bosses work a little bit differently. You have to roll the dice, and what you roll depends on what you get to do. If you roll 1, you normally have to make your opponents draw a card. 2 through 17 for this boss lets me have plus 3 tokens. If you roll, an 18 through a 20, that's a critical. And a critical is usually a bonus of what 2 through 17 are. And in this case, it would be 6 plus 6 tokens, and you may put any cards you buy or gain this turn on top of your deck in any order. So I'm going to roll for this boss card. And I rolled a 2. And I have plus 3 tokens. I play 2 Canids. So I have another plus 4. That gives me 7. 8 from the quarter.
And your hero.
And 2 power. So I actually have 9. Plus my hero for tokens. So I'm going to buy another green boss that costs 8.
Make sure to show your tubes there, Melissa.
Oh, sorry. Here are my tubes. And it is the card Valor. That's a little blurry.
It's fine.
And with my 2 powers, I'm going to buy a tiny bat just for the victory points. And my turn is done.
Alright, my turn has started. I only have 1 scrotum, but I'm going to go ahead and copy it with a twist, which will go ahead and trigger the card to make it plus 4. So that is 5 power right there. And with that cardboard 2 makes it 6 power. I'm not going to delete anything with Fairy Candymancer, so that gives me my 6 power right there and my 4 tokens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Winter King, and I'm going to go ahead and get a Fairy Candymancer. And I'm moving on.
I have 3 cardboard tubes and a scrotum, so that gives me 4 power, and I have 2, tokens. So I'm going to buy a Flesh Reaper for those, and call it a day.
Alright. Chaos World Smasher, everyone gets a Pax Pox, and I get 2 power. Oh, Tom has a Pax Pox to discard, so he doesn't have to gain 1. Melissa's getting 1. Teal, you got 1? Teal gets a Pax Pox. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, we're moving on up. Buying boss cards. I have a Secret Volcano Lair. It gives me plus 1 power, and whenever I gain a face-up red card, I get a second copy of it. And then I have 1 token, and I'm not going to do anything with that. And now let's go to my discard, and I'm going to draw my next 7 cards because of my Golden Appendage.
Alright, so starting my turn, I'm going to play a Chaos World Smasher, and
No!
then PvP attack. So we'll
Alright.
see who can defend.
I can't. I have to take a Pax Box.
I also cannot.
Yep.
Alright, I am then going to play a Fairy Candymancer and delete a quarter from my hand. I'll play another 2 for power and 2 more quarters for 2 tokens. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tokens this turn and 3 power. With my 3 power, I'm going to buy a Canaan. And with my 5 tokens, I am going to buy another Fairy Candyman.
Fairy Candyman, sir.
All right. 1 scrotum. 2 scrotums.
Uh-oh.
3 scrotums. And 2 quarters. So that is 1, 5, 9, and 2. So I have 9 power and 2 tokens. So with my 2 tokens, I'm going to go ahead and get a defense because I am sick of putting Pax into my deck. And I'm going to go ahead and get Winter King probably, and a T-Bat. And I'm moving on.
Alrighty, I'm gonna play Sinister Facial Hair, which lets me draw 3 cards. Cards I don't want.
Nick's facial hair is very sinister.
So then I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 power and 3 tokens. So I will buy another Sinistine Bow and a Winter King.
Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Chaos World Smasher, who's getting Pax Box?
I'm going to
Teal
discard.
Teal can discard 1.
Ah, dang it!
So I have 9 power, and I'm going to buy a Winter King, and I am going to... yeah, that's going to be it. I don't think I need the Tiny Bat, so I'm done.
Alright, so I'm going to start off my turn by playing another boss card. This one is the Justice. If I roll a 1, each opponent draws a card. 2 through 17, I get +4 power. 8 through 20 is a 18 through 20, is a critical, and I gain a red boss loot. And I rolled a 13, I have +4 power this turn. I railed it.
Railed it.
I'll play a Sorcellator. Play +1/+1, and I draw a card. Tiny Bat, another +1/+1. A Canaan gives me 2 tokens, and then 2 quarters for 2 tokens. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tokens. Yep, 7 tokens, and I'm going to buy a werewolf with a top hat for my short little arm.
What's that? It's a werewolf with a top hat.
And then I have 6 power. I'm going to buy the last Winter King, if you please. And my turn is done.
Alright, 1 scrotum.
you didn't. 1 scrotum.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power, and 2 tokens. So I'm going to go ahead and get a Chaos World Smasher and a Buninj, aka Baby Ninja.
Baby
And
Ninja.
I'm done.
Batlet,
There should be
+2, draw a
There should
card.
be a TV show called Baby Ninja.
Chaos World Smasher, PvP attack.
I'm going to discard a Pax to block it. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Xbox
I have
Live.
to take one.
So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So I have 8. I am going to buy 2 Flesh Reapers.
Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 power. And then 3 tokens, but I can use any of my tokens as power. So I could make 9 power this turn. What do I want to buy? I'm just going to buy a Chaos World Smasher and a Flesh Reaper.
Alright. I'm
I'm
going to
done.
start out my turn by playing a Fairy Candymancer. I'm going to delete a cardboard tube from my hand. I have 2 werewolves with a top hat, a Canaan, and another quarter. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tokens. And I'm going to buy the 8 cost boss loot, please.
Ooh, and we are down to the 10 one, and Melissa has them all.
And
It's
I
not good for us,
have
guys.
the green boss loot. Oh, hello. Called Spirituality. Thank you very much, Teal and Tom. And I have 6 power left over from my Werewolf to Top Hat because they give me +3 and +3. I'm going to buy 2 cannons. And I'm done.
Alright, I have a disposable henchman, which gives me 4 power. Some bows going on there, which gives me 2 each. A tube and a T-bat, or a tiny bat. So I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I am going to buy one of the 10 cost heroes. Ooh, he's happy. And I'm done.
Alrighty, I have 2 scrotums for 5 power, Winter King for 8, Cinestine 9, 10, and 11 with a baby ninja and 1 token. So I will also buy this boss loot. Killer female robot assassin.
Killer female robot assassin.
Woo!
Fembots.
Sounds sussy.
Sounds sissy. Alright, I have 1 power from Tycho.
Turn it off, I'm dry.
2 from Chaos World Smasher. Attack. Who's getting Pax Box?
I will block with a Pax Box.
Booyah!
Suck
Tom
it, Nick.
blocked it. Alright.
Suck my
Oh, I got another one. Who's getting a Pax Box?
Booyah!
Fart faces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. And let's see here. 7 power. We're gonna get ourselves a Chaos World Smasher and a Tiny Bat. So I think this game's gonna end soon, and I want to have me some victory points. Fairy Candymancer. I'm gonna delete a quarter in my hand. That gives me 3. I'm gonna buy a Sistine Bow. Buy the last one of those. Cinestine Bow. I'm sorry. Jeez. Sorry. I like Michelangelo. I like Michelangelo, and he was a great Ninja Turtle and painter, and I want to
Because he was both, right?
reflect his
He
work.
was the turtle painter.
Yes, you didn't know about this?
Alright, moving on.
He was a painted turtle.
So I'm going to play a Sorcerer Leader, which gives me +1, not +1. And I get to draw a card. And then I'll play a Winter King, a T-Bat, a Conid, and 2 tokens. If you can all see that over here. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tokens. I'm going to buy a Werewolf with a Top Hat, please. Ow! Smashy. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. I'm going to buy a Chaos World Smash.
Chaos World Smash.
Okay. I have a cardboard tube, a Cinestine Bow, another Cinestine Bow, and a Fairy Candymancer, which I am not going to use. So that gives me a total of 6 power and 2 tokens. I am going to buy 3 Tiny Bats.
1, 2, 3, 4 piles gone.
And I'm going to buy 1 Baby Ninja. And moving on.
I have 2 Flesh Reapers for 4 power and 3 quarters. I will buy a Flesh Reaper and a Baby Ninja.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 power. Let's actually go to 14 power. I'm going to use 10 of it to buy this. Now all the bosses are gone. Unstoppable Zombie Ninja Army. +2 power, and each opponent gains 2 Pax Box when I play it. And then I have 4 left. I'm going to purchase a giant snake, and because my secret volcano lair, I get to gain a 2nd copy of it. And then
What
I
does a
have...
giant snake do?
It gives me +1 power, and it has an attack where each opponent can choose to gain a Pax Box. If they don't or can't, they discard a card. And then I have 2 from Fairy Candymancer, with which I am done.
Alright, I'm going to start out by playing a boss card, which is Honesty. And I rolled a 15. I have +3 tokens. I'm going to play another boss card called Valor. And this one we haven't talked about yet. Plus, roll a 1. Each opponent draws a card. Roll 2 through 17. Gain a face-up red card and put it into your hand. And 18 through 20. Gain 2 face-up red cards and put them into your hand. Roll for that one.
Oh
my.
I rolled a 20.
Must be nice.
Gain 2 face-up red cards and put them in your hand. I'm going to take 2...
2 Canids.
Yeah, let's go with 2 Canids. I'm going to play Justice.
Boss City over here.
And I rolled a 13. That gives me +4 power. Chaos World Smasher. +2 power. And the PvP attack.
Pew pew!
Okay, so nobody gained anything. My 2 Canids, a tiny bat, and then I have a Pax Pack, which I cannot do nothing with. So now it's time to total up everything here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tokens, which I can't buy a plus. It is very disappointing. So I'm just going to take a merch and wear for the top hat, please. Thank you. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. I'm just gonna buy a giant snake. And I'm done.
Okay, I have 1 cardboard tube, 2 cardboard tubes, a Winter King, a Tiny Bat, and a useless Pax Pox. So all in all, I have 1, 2, 5, 6 total power, and 1 total token. So I will go ahead and grab a giant snake, and I'm done.
I have 2, 4, 6, 7, and a single scrotum for 8. I'm going to buy 2 giant snakes.
I'm gonna keep it going or something. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power, and 2 tokens. I am actually going to buy the Chaos World Smasher. Now, what that does, you can notice there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piles gone. When 6 piles are gone, the game also ends. Either when an entire boss stack is gone, or 6 piles. So, game's over right now. We count up our victory points, which, as we remember, is the bottom left-hand corner. We count those points up, and whoever has the most wins. So, we're going to count those up, and we'll be back with our post-game wrap-up.